He was in that Waist Deep. That nigga was working for the game, and he turned on Tyrese. He was Tyrese's cousin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then you see, they gave Lorenz Tate his little old dog moment, you know, in the movie.
Oh yeah.
When he was talking to dude, he was like, "We ain't going in that house."
Yeah. yeah. Hey, that nigga. I thought, I'm like, ooh, they finna kill this nigga. That's what I was like, yo, he about to die, cause you know what I'm saying. Yup. Mm-hmm. Cause they Nobody new died in that episode except for nobody. I mean, Cedric Entertainer, you can't even kill him because he wasn't no important character. He was just like a one episode character, really. You know what I mean? Because when they had the shootout, we didn't even know who he was.
For like 6 episodes.
Yeah, for real. Hell yeah. So shit, it's like because he died when they was trying to get the money for Tariq.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
He died before the mid season. Yep, but that shit was just an average episode, man. And then it's funny, like they allowed him to go back and get his position back in the campaign. You know what I mean?
They show you how real corrupt politics is.
That's how it is. That's why I like it. That's why I liked it. You know what I'm saying? And then the white dude told him, he said, "Man, you was like the worst case scenario. You was at the bottom of the barrel. That's why we wasn't fucking with you.
You didn't have no chance.
Yeah, you had no chance. But now that you do, you know, we putting money. Don't get too cocky because it really ain't about. It's just
we going where the money is.
Yeah, we going. Yeah, I mean, you ain't shit. You know what I mean? For real. But and then I was just thinking like, damn, because that nigga his confidence was kind of low. Like, nigga, just because that nigga James St. Patrick was in the race, nigga, you should have never even said nothing. Like, now I can really beat you. Instead of, he started getting nervous. Instead of being like, oh, now I can really show this nigga Ghost that nigga I'm better than him. But as soon as that nigga Ghost joined their campaign, that nigga like when got wasted and all this shit. Like, if he really was about that life to be a politician, he'd be like, oh, now I can really shut this nigga James down because now I'm against him. You know what I'm saying? Like, really in the runnings up against him. But at first he panicked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At first he panicked. You know what I mean? And then a nigga get wasted, all this shit. But I'm finna say, and then they disclosed that he was a cop. You know what I'm saying? He was a cop at first. They was talking about that. Like, once a cop, always a cop shit. Like, so you was the police. So that might got a lot to do with certain shit. Why he didn't really like Jamie, but he was using Jamie. Like, I don't know, it's like little small little things that really don't nobody give a fuck about that they disclosed in this episode. But I think they just had to just rush it all in. But this is shit that tripping me out. They gave this nigga Lorenz Tate a whole episode, but you still got sacks. You still got 3 people. So they gon' put. I thought, because when I broke it down, I said, okay, they got 4 people left, 2 episodes. I'm like, okay, they gonna put Sax and Tate in one of them, and they gonna put Tasha and Tariq in the other one. Now, I was thinking maybe Tasha and Tariq next because it's, you know, the build up is so big, and you had Tommy, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know, Angela's sister, which they didn't really care about her too much, but everybody cared about Angela, so it was like that her episode was important and it was suspenseful, but they left Sax out, you know what I'm saying, on this episode, so they gonna put all 3 of them in the last episode, but until I seen that leak where I seen Tariq busting the pistol, I was like, okay. I thought that Tariq and Tasha was gonna be this week, and then that it was gonna be one of them, or it was gonna. I remember, like I was telling you off the air, I was like, I think it's Ramona, but I don't know. Now
too many heads left in this last episode.
Yeah, it's too many heads, and then I was like, okay, so it ain't got nothing to do with Ramona because Ramona just left Tate's hotel room when they announced on the news that they caught the person that killed him. You know what I'm saying? They said, you know what I mean? So it has nothing to do with Ramona. But at the same time, you got to look at the situation in real life scenarios. Maybe niggas that go to jail for murders that didn't even kill the person. You know what I'm saying? It's just lack of evidence, or if it's somebody that's that important and the DA feel like they got to pin somebody on the murder. You know what I'm saying? They gonna sentence whoever they feel like could be the most possible suspect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because they don't want no more O.J. Simpson type situations or no more Tupac and Biggie type weird shit, you know, unclosed cases. So they just like, we gonna just put it on whoever seem like the worst case scenario. But just because they said they arrested the person does not fully mean that person is going to get sentenced to the murder, and that really don't necessarily mean that is factual person that killed him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you got to remember on the political side of it, they want to clean that up and sweep it under the rug too.
Yep, exactly. He was running for governor.
So for all we know, them political candidates could have put it on somebody that's already dead.
Yep,
you know
they might have put it on Dre.
On Dre, exactly. He was arrested at the scene that night.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They saying that they just apprehended, but that might be just the first news cover story. You know what I'm saying? The stories be off, just like with the the shit with Kobe. We didn't know his daughter was in the helicopter at first. You know what I'm saying? Till a little bit, maybe like an hour or two later. You know what I'm saying? And people was like, "Oh, we think it's his whole family." You know what I mean? And all this, but people was making assumptions. But the first news stories never usually. I mean, not always, but most of the time, at least 75% of the time, the first report is not all the way accurate. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, that's facts. You know what I mean? Because everybody want to be the first to report something.
For real. And then I seen somebody post on my page, and when I was like, "Oh, Tate killed Ghost," the chick was like, she seen all the ending, and she said that she seen it, and she said that Tariq kills him, but Tasha take the rap, which is possible. But I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And that could be what it is, because they said they arrested the person, so maybe she went and turned herself in the next day or something, you know what I mean? But ain't no telling though, man. I don't know. Like,
we gotta we need to know the timing of this too, because you gotta remember he on there watching, you feel me, the day after or whenever that day is.
Yeah.
But the previous episodes, a day or two later, Tasha and all of them is at the lawyer's office picking up the stuff from his will.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So we gotta know in time.
So it's not.
Ooh,
then they arrested Tariq. Tasha didn't take the rap. Tasha like, fuck that, because Tasha was really about her money anyway. She didn't give a fuck. She didn't want that nigga Ghost to get out the game from episode 1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I talked to a few females, and they was like, what would you do if your husband wasn't being faithful and your husband was out flirting with women, and you realize that he's making way less money to chase this dream when you used to this certain amount of money from him being a hustler. That's who you married. You married a drug dealer, so he wants to change. Maybe she not ready for change, and maybe she didn't feel like it was the best decision. I'm like, man, that don't matter, because that's his wife, and ain't nobody's wife. Who want to marry a female that will love you less if you want to better your life and do something legal? You know what I'm saying? And gonna love you less because you don't want to sell drugs and kill motherfuckers for the rest of your life. Like, who would want that to be their ideal wife? You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about a baby mama, this or not his ride or die chick. This is his wife at the time, his ride or die, because she knew all his business, and you know what I mean, and the mother of his children. You know what I mean? So like, the fact that she was against him leaving that shit alone, because if you read the description of the show Power, it says New York big time drug dealer wants to lead a dope game and join his Fortune 500 friends in the entrepreneur world by opening up a nightclub called Truth. So that means he's in the Fortune 500 group legally. You know what I'm saying? This club is still in the Fortune 500. So that means he's still in the millionaire tax bracket off of this club. So how much money do you really need? You feel me? Like, she was just greedy because if he's in the Fortune 500 and he just opened a club, I mean, he got plenty of money. Because usually when niggas open start a new business, they in the hole for a year or two, you know what I'm saying, till that business recoups the money that you spent to open. So the fact that he's in this level of money with these multi-millionaires in America, and he's on this list, he's still balling. She had nothing to worry about. Her kids in private school, they live in a nice-ass penthouse in New York. You know what I'm saying? She's taken care of. Everything she needs, she got. There's no reason why she should be fraternizing and flirting with, you know what I'm saying, Sean, just because he didn't come home from the club when she wanted to, and he told her to go home because she was acting weird, and she didn't really want him to be, you know what I'm saying, a club owner. She wanted him to sell dope. Like, that shit was uncalled for, especially when she the reason that she convinced him to snitch on Kanan in the first place and put Kanan in jail. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of Sean being a driver is that he don't be a drug dealer and they take care of him and let him live an honest living. What the fuck you flirting with a nigga you know, you know what I mean? But now we know that Tasha didn't grow up with them. You know what I'm saying? He only known Tasha since however old Tariq and Raina was in season 1, you know what I mean? Because she didn't know Angela. She didn't know them from childhood. So we don't know where Tasha actually came from, but she not from their hood, you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, she been around this nigga years, so there's no reason why she should be, you know what I mean, doing that type of shit.
She is, though. That's her whole thing. She the bitch that, you feel me, ran into the dope dealer.
Yep. That's what she about. Yep, that's what she about. That's what she stands for. The chick that got pregnant by the dope dealer to get rich off the dope dealer and get spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Never had to have a job, never had to do nothing, and lived a luxury life. You know what I'm saying? And she likes the fact that her nigga's a killer and he with the shit, and that gets her off, and she don't want nothing else but that. You know what I'm saying? And that could be why she probably, because this is why I led up to say that. By you just bringing up the fact that she was going to the bank or to the place for the will and to get her money on his will, which had to be at least a day later, that shows that she didn't get arrested. And we don't see Tariq at that building with her. We see Kate and we see Tasha. So,
Tasha and the Mexican chick, they told her.
Oh yeah, and Piles. Yep. So Tariq's not there. You know what I mean? So Tariq could be apprehended. They didn't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? All she did was say, take your money, take your cut, girl. You take your dope. You know what I'm saying? And then she set her up to get killed, though. Nobody really paid attention to that. And that's why I was like, fuck Tasha for real, because why did she tell her that Tommy, I know why she did that, because she deep down know Tommy gonna come kill her one day, or she thinks Tommy gonna kill her one day. Now I see Tommy motive. Tommy like, I want her to die, suffering, realizing that she killed her best friend. But in her mind, Tommy gonna come kill me one day because Tommy know I killed Keisha. So I think it was either seeing Piles over there because she could tell how her emotion, she really would have killed that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Even though she ain't no killer, her anger and frustration would have really, she'd have went over there, tried to kill Tommy, or Tommy would have killed her and not got away with it. So, because that was the only thing I could think that she sent. She told her the information because she knew she was finna go over there trying to kill Tommy. And it was either one, gonna get her killed so she don't get her cut of that money, you know what I'm saying? And them assets don't go to Angela family, or is gonna get Tommy caught up. One or the other is gonna get rid of one of them. Either she gonna get that portion of that money back, or Tommy gonna go to prison for killing Angela's sister. You know what I mean? Now she ain't got to worry about Tommy coming killing her in the middle of the night for killing Keisha. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no purpose for her to tell her Tommy killed, you know what I mean? Yeah, but the type of shit Tasha doing would lead me to believe that she killed Ghost, but also lead me to believe that she would let her son go down for that shit. But at the end of the day, he damn near need to, because a lot of the deaths, for sure, Raina's death was his fault. You know what I'm saying? Him playing around with them niggas in the streets trying to be a thug for no reason. You know, hanging with Kanan and then being secretive, because it was, okay, cool, you hanging with Kanan. You know what I'm saying? You a teenager. He seemed a little more fun than your dad. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you doing some shit you ain't never did. But the fact that he was keeping secrets from his family at that time didn't make no sense. He was just being a little dumbass, little ignorant ass, spoiled kid. You know what I mean? And all the little secrets he was keeping caused a lot of people to die, caused a lot of problems, and caused a sister to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Because he was playing around a lifestyle that he didn't understand. So he damn near needed a wake up call. You know what I mean? But and I think that's why Ghost was like, nigga, you need to turn yourself in. And that's why he was so mad. Like, nigga, you said you was going to take the rap from me. But I think Ghost was like, nigga, you keep doing more shit. Like, I almost died behind you. You know what I'm saying? That shit, you robbing Vincent. He robbed Tommy. He was robbing Vincent. Like, the nigga on a street level, he deserved to die. You feel me? He ran and snitched on the niggas when they was doing the home invasion, told, you know what I'm saying? Like, he deserved to die on the street level. You know what I mean? He robbed all type of plugs. You know what I mean? He did a lot of shady shit all the way around the board. You know what I'm saying? And people dying because of Tariq's actions, you feel me? And Raina just tried to have his back, you know what I mean? And his sister died trying to have his back because she was more about it than him. Like, she told the nigga, like, fuck you, Ray, you ain't shit. I know what you did, nigga. Like, but she wasn't as exposed to the streets, so she thought she could talk to him like that because he was a cop and he knocked her ass down. But